What's up, guys? It's Tempest here. Back with some more Satisfactory. I know it's been a while, but a lot of real life stuff has happened. Had to take care of all of that. But we are back, and 1.2 is finally out. As you can see. Over here at our power plant and our computer facility here. And this episode we are going to, as you can see in the top right there, we have made all of our assembly directors and our magnetic containment, I think it's called. Just go down here. Oh, wrong button. All the way down here. So we are working on making the propulsion rockets. And we are working on, well, should I say, we're going to work on getting our nuclear pasta going this episode, along with some small logistical stuff. But in between, well, shall I say, I started the last recording, which I scrapped because it wasn't up to my quality standards. I grabbed what we made, which was, if I keep going, the magnetic field generator. We made enough of those. And we also made enough of the assembly directors, I believe they're called. Be nice if this is all AZ. Yeah, assembly director system. So got enough of those. So the logistics system that I'm setting up here, this is going to be for aluminum. Going from here to the interior building, this is going to make our fused modular frames. And we got a stack of rocket fuel over there that we're going to use for fuel. And we're going to send the computers out on the same drone. Sorry, I realized I was a bit too far. I'd have to be up close to this microphone because the background noise cancellation is so good. So apologies. But we've got to get some computers and some rubber exported from this facility out to our main base. So we're going to use this drone to import and export some things that we don't need in high volume. So what we're going to do is I've got the start of the logistics set up. Going from up there, down here, underneath here, and back up into here. So our outgoing from here will have to be the aluminum casings. And we'll have to get our fuel. Probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a storage container. Yeah, I'm going to grab an industrial storage container. I might actually put it underneath us. Hang on. Let me switch to my backpack here. There we go. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to build a floor under here. Walls. Yeah, there we go. I'm only going to use the walls to get me underneath here so I can build a floor underneath using 2-meter foundations. And we don't need a huge amount of space. But in order to make it look good, we'll have it go into the water there. So it looks like it's being supported from underneath. I'm going to get rid of that because we don't need it. Then we're going to grab our storage container. We'll put it down here. Let's see how to turn on my flashlight again. Flashlight, there we go. So for our fuel, we're going to need floor hole. There we go. So we're going to put that bad boy right about there. And we don't need it to be huge as far as transfer is concerned, so we'll just put him down here. Boop. And now we can move him over here. And put that back here. So now we can use the lift mark 1. And I don't think we can do vertical nudging, but we will lock the hologram and see if we can nudge down. Yeah, it can't be nudged. Vertical? No, that's fine. Oh, we'll just have to build that as is. Or do we? Can we just do this? Yeah, but it doesn't look nice. We'll do curved. That'll have to do because it's at a weird height. Or what we could do is we could just do this and drop it down some. Snapping mode. Not really gonna work here, but do this. Nope, still not quite good enough. Go down 4. Now it's probably not going to be. Yeah, so we'll go down 3 instead. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's straight. Okay, sweet. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab a whole bunch of fuel, put it in the drone port, and then we got to build a drone. Nope, that's compacted coal. We don't need that. What we need is some of this sweet, sweet fuel. So we're going to dump it in this drone port. And then we're going to drop down here, dump it in there. Put that filter in there because it doesn't need a whole bunch. And I then have to grab some for my jetpack because I have dumped my jetpack fuel in there. Just gonna take all that, put a bit more fuel in that container down there. So 41, we'll dump all that in there. Sweet. That'll be plenty of fuel for now. So now we've got our computers feeding in. There's plastic as well, which I might want as well. You know what, I'll do, also I didn't, these are random names, so we're going to need Alright, so we're going to send this to the alumina factory. Destination, this port. We're going to call this not Mexico City. And we're going to call this computer plant. Computer plant. There we go. Call it computer plant. Relevant ports. Alumina. Destination. Copper 1. No. We want it to go back to this port. Computer plant. Yep. So I want to go from here to the alumina plant, and then from the alumina plant back to here. So now I have to build a drone. Transportation, which in 1.2 we now have some more shiny things to do or to use. So we've got a truck, obviously. Then we've got a fluid truck as well. Yeah, up here. So we got the truck, fluid truck. And the fluid truck station. And these are different vehicle paths for different types of vehicles. So we can now have separate vehicle paths and just have those routes saved, and we just slap a truck down, be like, all right, use this route, and that's it. So new vehicle pathing, all kinds of cool stuff. Drone. We can build a drone here. Track drone port. The incoming items I haven't set up yet. I've only set up half of it. Then the recording went a little bit sideways, which was 100% lack of preparedness on my end. So now we're going to take those and go boop and do, can we do straight? Yes, sweet. All right. So now then our computer's gonna file out. I think I should have held on to the drone, yeah, for now. So we put R3 on standby. So it's gonna land here, do its thing. My train just left, so it's zipline this thing. So we're gonna zipline over to our alumina factory. And then pipe over our okay, so I realized my blunder, but it's okay, because we're just going to send the computers from there over to our aluminum plant. So I realized I need them over at the cable factory, because that's where I've got stuff set up to transfer the computers and the plastic over to my super computer factory. But it's okay, we'll just have the computers in a storage box over the alumina plant for now. Because we really need to get the throughput of aluminum casing over to our fused modular frame factory automated ASAP, because we're gonna need a bunch for our pressure conversion cubes. Jump over here and drop. There we go. Gonna zip on over. Over there is my copper powder being made, which I think is pretty much maxed out over there. So I think we're gonna need that and a particle accelerator to make the nuclear pasta, I think. Along with, obviously, the pressure conversion cubes. Alright, let's see, how we looking, Things look like it's still operational, which is awesome. So, for now, we're going to do the incoming, outgoing, okay. All ports. So the copper one, sending copper over here to make the aluminum sheets, or the alclad sheets. Then we're going to do the outgoing. We got plenty to choose from. Yep, there's the alclad sheets. Alclad sheets, we got tons of those sheets there. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna take one of these. Put a floor hole here. Then we're going to go over to our drone port. Go over here to our incoming. Into the drone port. Boom, put that there. Put that there. Then we got to find right there. First, there we go. Beautiful, just like that. So now we're going to unreverse it, drop down, go. I think we're gonna go this way. Use Mark II, actually. Use a Mark II because we want that thing to be as full as we can get it. So an already Mark II? Yeah, okay, sweet. Then we're going to do Mark II belts. Mark II belts. There we go. Want it in a straight line, as straight as we can get it. Because straight lines look pretty to look at, or pretty to look at. I'm gonna zoom it out all the way over here. Is that okay? Yeah, no, can't do that. Didn't realize that was clipped in there like that. Take that, zoom it out to about right there. So where is my... okay. So for this one, so it doesn't look weird, we've got to do conveyor lift Mark II, have it facing this way, then take this, go up to that right there. Go like there. we got our outgoing there. This port. Computer plant. Okay. Copper 1. Yeah, I just want you to go back and forth to the copper plant. I think I might have to actually make a separate drone port so I don't get the materials mixed up. Because the copper plant shouldn't be receiving any of these. Yeah, we'll have to make a second one. So we'll delete the incoming. Because I don't want the aluminum going to copper plant. So we'll delete that. Make another space for another drone port. Blueprints. It's not buildings. Supporting structures. There we go. 5x5. 2-meter floor. Yeah. That's 4 meters, so we'll stick with the 4 meter. Okay, sweet, that looks good. So now we can copy this, paste it, give it a little bit of space. There we go, then let's grab that, do a zoop, build this way. Then we're going to build a container. Actually, I don't think it'll need fuel because we're getting fuel from over there. So we'll call this one. We'll call this one casing. C-A-S-I-N-G. There we go. We'll call it casing port. To let us know that only casings are entering and are leaving from this port. So it needs to change the destination on the other drone. But for now, let's grab us a floor hole. There we go. Incoming. Put that bad boy right there. Grab us a Mark II. Yep, put that right there. And then we'll do... Gotta store all those computers somewhere, so we'll store them here for now. I might just make a drone to fly these over to my other to the other factory. Actually, could do that. Yeah, I'm overthinking it. One thing at a time. One thing at a time. So, dip down here. There we go. Mark II belts. We're just gonna go straight underneath them and go over here. So I'm gonna grab a cable. Go underneath this drone port. And we're gonna wire them up. So we're gonna go up here. There we go. Now it's got power. Now the other drones can see this port and actually fly to it. So now we're going to hop on over to the drone port we set up over there to receive the aluminum and send out the computers, and we'll change this destination. Because that cable port isn't being used right now. Because I don't need copper cable. I don't need the cable anymore to make the computers, so boop, I'm using an alt recipe. Use an alt recipe that uses, oh, come on, hook up. There we go. That uses petroleum coke to make the electrodes instead for the computers. So I'm manufacturing all my computer stuff over there. Pretty sure you guys are sick and tired of hearing me say the word computer. But hey, that's okay. Once this is done, I won't have to say that word for a while. Zip line over, change the destination since I put it on standby. Everything will be great. It's just flying around over there. It looks like it's just in a holding pattern. Interesting, I did not know that's what happened when we put those on standby. Interesting. Whee! Yeah. That's an actual, like, flight holding pattern. Pretty neat. Alright, this port, computer plant. Now you're going to the casing port. No longer on standby. So you're going to the casing port. Oh wait, that's the other drone from the old port. Okay. Maybe I should have done that drone first. Well, I didn't realize that the cable drone, the cable drone is in a holding pattern. Hang on. Okay, what are you offloading? Are you offloading anything? Hang on a second, where are we going? Hang on before I get launched. Change to my jetpack. Oh. I didn't see where it went. Yeah, I'm liking the rain. I'm really liking 1.2 actually. Alright, well, the coal train is just about here, so I'm just gonna hop on that coal train. Right on over to my base of operations. Also, don't know if this happened in 1.0, but the wheels on the train actually glow bright orange whenever the brakes are applied. So don't know if that was me being what's the word I'm looking for here, inattentive to that detail, or if that's something new. I don't know. But it's a neat little detail. Also, I think the draw distance is actually better now in 1.2 here on console. Because before, the train would just eventually just, by the time, if I was sitting back at that station, by the time the train reached this corner, it would unload. Obviously, yes, I'm aware that those floor tiles are different, and I will fix those. Yeah, there's rain now, so there's actually a bit of dynamic weather, which is nice. There's more things to play with when it comes to moving materials around with the fluid truck and all that, so you can move fluid and gases with that, I believe. Because, you know, a gas is also kind of like a fluid. Plus you can transfer gases as a, well, like nitrogen and all that as a liquid if you have enough pressure in it, but I doubt they went to that length. I seriously need to... I don't know what I did with that, but I gotta fix that. Oh, wait. I know why I did that. I did that because the... yeah, see? The cart, the little factory cart, has better grip on these. Oh, that's a nice little reflective effect whenever it's raining. It's pretty neat. Up here, we are working on making, the thermal propulsion rockets. Let's see, what do we got? I think we have enough. We got 1, 2, 50, 500. Yeah, I think we've got enough. Well, we'll take all of those, and before we go to our aluminum plant to set up a temporary storage for our other stuff. Oh yeah, forgot during that recording I bought and placed the Silver Hog statue because we had like 75 tickets. So we're just gonna go ahead and just do a little transfer all of type. Alright, so now I've been also storing the extra in here just in case we need those for the next one. So now we've got 3 out of 4 done, so we're almost into phase 5. And depending on how things go this episode, we might be able to get to phase 5 by the start of next episode, if not the end of this one, depending on how long I go on recording stuff anyway. No, and how long it takes me to set up logistics. There we go. Do a little hop in between lines. So with this new microphone, it's going to take a lot less editing on the audio side, because there'll also be less processed audio as well, because I'm not having to run noise filters and all that kind of stuff along with it to try and clean up the background audio from fan noises from my PC and all that kind of stuff. So there's that nice little bonus. I just have to get used to being mega close to the microphone. Right, so we might have to put 195 a minute. Don't think that will do. We'll go up to Mark III. We'll do Mark III. Put my hover pack here because it is indispensable with whenever you're building stuff like this. So Mark III belts. Got plenty of materials. All right, there we go. Sweet. All right, so the computers we're going to dump in a couple large storage containers out here. So we're just going to put these here for now. And there we go. Do Mark 1 because we're not going to be moving a lot of them. So we're going to do Mark 1 belt straight into there. Do our usual thing there. And we're not going to need that. We're going to need that right there. That way it goes into this one, up here, then from that one into that one. So this is the final container. So now I can dump computers and take the aluminum casings. Alright, we'll see how fast this thing takes me somewhere. I know it'll launch me off 110%. But will it launch me in the direction I want to go? Yep. Massive boost. Going so fast. As long as I don't touch the ground, I'm in amazing speed. Downside right there. So I nearly got here without having to touch the ground. Pretty insane. Right, so now I've got my aluminum, or aluminium, as if you're English. I did forget to grab some modular frames, some heavy modular frames. So I've got to go grab some of those from my steel factory. Hang on. Can I just build one of the Explorers? Yeah, I can actually. think this is another achievement as well. Does it need fuel? Let's see. Open menu. No? Okay. So which one's... Okay, so R1 is the horn. This thing's gotta need fuel. It's the camera. Drive Explorer, crafting bench. Ah, does need fuel. I thought it did. I was just blind. Oh, rocket fuel. Running just about as fast as a train. Just about. Still way faster than walking. Oh. All right. I think there's an achievement for running something over as well. Yep. Here we go. Establish dominance. Ran over Mr. Bean. So there's a trophy in this. We haven't got a trophy in this game for a little while. Alright, we'll use this. We'll see if we can use this ramp to get up. Oh, yep. Natural ramp for the win. Sweet. We are off-roading out here. Good thing is that we can actually store a whole bunch of stuff in here as well. And I believe we are manufacturing these things up here. Yeah, right over here. I know I've got a bunch in the cloud, but I'd rather just, yeah, see? We have a bunch. A whole bunch. Alright, so we are going to take a few stacks. Stacks. Now let's take all. Let's take everything we can take. How about that? So now we're gonna hop back in our little Explorer. And we're gonna drive like a bat out of heck. Whee! This is actually my first time driving one of these. It's actually pretty fun to use. Here we go. Now we're heading out top speed. I think the train maxes out at 120, but this thing maxes out at around 100 on rocket fuel. Oh. Ooh, that was a bit of a pucker moment there. Pucker factor was maximum. Alright, and whenever we get there, we need to pipe out all the aluminum casings that's coming in into our factory, which I think is on the second or third floor. Yeah, I'm not going any faster on this. Yeah, I'm just gonna make all that coated concrete next time. Alright, I don't have any fuel in my backpack. Well, I've got a single bottle, no spares. But we can change that right quick. Equip the coffee cup, gives me some space. There we go. Beautiful. Alright, our outgoing stuff needs to go up there. Because in there and down there to the floor is going to be where our stuff is going to be that we need all this stuff for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, you know what, I'm going to do conveyor floor hole. We're gonna go underneath with it. So we're gonna do that. Take one of those, upgrade it to Mark II. Mark II is 120 a minute. Actually, we'll do Mark III. Do reversed. Then put that on. Pipe that out this way. Mark III. Do Mark III. There we go. Now that is quite far, so what I will do is I'm going to dump some items on the ground. No, I can just put them in the uploader. There we go, they're in the uploader. Now we can empty this stuff. Maybe our drone can land. We're gonna do a conveyor stack pole. zoop up to about there. Do there. Over here again. Not gonna be perfectly straight, but it's okay. We'll have a peek in this window. Okay, so it is gonna be here. This floor. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to grab this, do a wall mount. We'll run it just underneath this window. Let's see, where am I coming in? Just right up here, so we'll do right there. Then we'll do our conveyor belts over. Yeah, I know they're not particularly straight, but that's okay. Okay, so now we're going to do Mark III. We're going to do reverse, so it dumps out on that belt. Oh wow, it can actually go quite far with these now. Gonna go up one. I'm just gonna eyeball it. It looks alright. Mark III. Hey, it's actually level. How about that? We eyeballed it, ladies and gentlemen. 3. So we're going to take that out. Mark III. Oh yeah, I forgot I did a little design feature under there. That's okay. So we're going to do this, go along underneath our little design feature. Nice and straight as we can. Right about there. It's okay. And we're going to back up a smidge right about there. Then we're going to need a wall hole. Ceiling mount, wall hole. There we go. I think it needs to be thereabouts of right there. We're just free balling this. Can't do it straight, can't do it curved. Got to be default because we're going down. All right, so we're going all the way into there. So now we need to go over here, drop down. Okay, there's our wall hole. Mark III again. Got 2 big things of storage. Have it go along underneath there. Can we do straight? Looks like we can. Fantastic. Okay. So now all that's going to go into these 2 storage units. I'm going to dump all those in there. Going to make a copy. Had it right the first time. Give us a bit of space to work with here. And some space to move as well. It's gonna have a Mark II, go straight into there. Then whatever's left we're gonna dump in there. Beautiful. Alright. Put all those in there. Sort all that out. So now we've got these two machines going. And they'll be going for a long while with all the heavy frames we brought. And since we have a steady bunch of casings coming in, got some storage as a buffer. Just in case these machines aren't using them as fast as they need to. And we got cooling systems going. Oh, had them going. I might dump some more heat sinks in there. Because we got loads and loads of those. Heat sinks and motors. So we can go over here. Unclad sheets. Heat sinks. Okay, good. They are hooked up to my storage system over there. So we got heat sinks, and we've got motors in here somewhere. Right there. There we go. A whole bunch of motors. We're gonna dump all those in there, and those. Get making some more coolant systems, so we have some spares. Now that I have got the maximum upload speed, it's actually uploading pretty quick. Then we got to drop all those in there as well. And grab another couple 100. There we go. That'll keep us going for a little while. And now we're putting out some fused modular frames, so that'll make us plenty for what we need. Now it's gotta let those cook for a bit. And over here we were spitting out okay, so this is where I had the pressure conversion it keeps going to. Okay. That makes sense. So what we're gonna do now is we're going to take a merger, have that snap on, build up 3. Have those two merge, and there we go. Beautiful. All right, and that's that done. All right, so now we've got that done, and that's dumping those into there. I really want to sloop these, to be honest. So I'm going to hold that there. Because even though I'm doing that now, the sloop isn't going to do anything until it makes the next one anyway. Put that in there. We're going to need 2. Yeah, we're going to need 2 sloops. Also, while I'm here looking at it, I might as well fix that as well. Customizer materials, concrete wall. There we go. Fix that. Also, don't know if that's an audio bug of the drone going by or what. Don't know if you guys heard that. But it's almost like the drone was Like the drone sound was kind of glitching out for a second. Alright, so now we've got some product going out and some product going in. Excellent. So now we're going to take a whole bunch of rubber. That way it keeps this production going. Yeah, which I have routed just directly into there. Because we're going to need the rubber to make the modular motors. And switch over to jetpack. There we go. That's all fun. So now we just hop in here. Okay, so now then the only thing that needs doing is we need to grab some 2 sloops from our inactive assembler over by the base. Then we gotta do then let's see, we got the pressure conversion cubes. Then I'm pretty sure we do need a particle accelerator to make a particle accelerator, the pressure conversion cubes, and the the copper powder. In order to make those into nuclear pasta, if I remember correctly. Then it's just waiting to have enough of that made. Then that's this phase done, then we're on to phase 5, which I think is the final phase. Right, it's going to turn this bad boy around and leave it up here for now. It's my beautiful battery bank. The reason why you saw nuclear fuel up there before was I was thinking about doing nuclear power, but I don't know if I want to or not. There we go. Coal power is doing what it does. I think I got some sloops in here. Nope. Remove those. Have any in here? No. I think I moved those onto other parts. Here we go. Do I have any in here? Yes, I do. First things first, let me dump all this rubber down here. Okay, there's that, because I need more for this. Okay, so it was in here. So we're going to put actually a couple stacks of rubber in here. go. Beautiful. Then we're going to dump the rest in there, because I need those radio control modules more than I need those motors at the minute. Alright, sweet. 4 out of 4 in there. 4 out of 4 in there. Got a little stock buildup, so I'm going to remove that. That'll lower power usage. Even though I'm not deeply concerned about power usage at the minute. I'm producing way more power than I need at the minute. At 90k megawatts. Or 90 gigawatts, I believe is the correct measurement. Now I'm going to grab some more rubber. That way the radio control modules can be making for a little while longer. I could just belt them under this highway. Belt the rubber underneath here. That way I can just have that container full for the computers, and then have the rest of the rubber just belted along this highway for my primary base constructing stuff. Could do that. Beautiful. Alright. Slide, jump. Do a little float. All right, sweet. Making tons and tons of plastic. Gonna grab a couple more stacks. And before I do anything else, I need to put those sloops into our machine that we got going on. Don't know if I'm gonna make it on the fuel. I got my jetpack. Nope. That's okay. Okay, so now I can put 2 of those in there. Have it off standby. There we go. I need 2 or 4. I need 4. Well, you're now gonna get a 50% boost. So instead of 1.5, you're gonna get 2.25. More bang for the buck, if you will. Alright, sweet. And these are using 75 and 75, so that's 150. So it's a good thing I put on Mark III belts, really. Alright, I'll grab some more motors. Then we'll grab some more. Need more coolant, or heat sinks, should I say. More heat sinks so I can make some more cooling systems. There we go, heat sinks. More motors. More heat sinks. I think the rain audio is kind of messing with the regular audio. Because I can hear the rain, which is fantastic. Love the sound of rain. But the sound's a little bit funky. Don't know if it's my headphones or if it's just the game audio at the minute. Right, so that's up and going, making pressure conversion cubes. So now that those are making recipes, parts. Where is my nuclear pasta? It's around here somewhere. Pressure conversion cubes. Hang on, copper powder. Expand. Okay, so it was correct. It is particle accelerator. And it would be better, logistics-wise, to move the pressure conversion cubes from here over to my main base, which has the copper factory going. Alright, so that's going to be our next thing on the to-do list. So we're going to take our little Explorer vehicle. We're going to go back to our base. Really do like this weather. Just about mimicking what's going on outside at the minute. Just about. In fact, I actually think it stopped raining. So now we've got those pressure conversion cubes going. I'm going to let that cook. And if I remember correctly, it said 200 copper powder and 1 pressure conversion cube makes 1 nuclear pasta. Oh, a little bit slidey there. If that's the case, I just need 100 pressure conversion cubes, and then that'll get us to the next area. Not area, the next phase, which is phase 5. Which I think in phase 5 we unlock some new belts. Which we need better belts in order to fully take advantage of the Mark III miners on pure nodes. Because right now, I think our maximum is like 560, 600, something like that. We'll check that out here in a minute. Really need to expand my battery bank as well. Might go vertical with it and build another floor of batteries. All right. Ooh. I like that it sounds like you're actually sliding on something wet as well. Nice. I like it. I like it a lot. So we bought everything in the shop. So now what we need, fix it specials. Yeah. Here we go. So we've bought the silver hog. Next one is a lizard doggo. Then we're going to do the confusing creature, aka the bean, then the golden nut. So if we have a look over here, we need an extraordinary amount of coupons per, well, points per coupon. Okay. I thought I stored those in the cloud. Apparently not. Oh, we're going to grab our tickets. Oh, I think those are my reserves, actually. So I'm going to leave those in there. Any other surprises in here that I forgot were in here? Not that I can see. Okay, that's fine. Alright, so I'm going to need to set up a particle accelerator. Do a little slidey jump. Could have just zip lined over there. But it's alright. Okay, looks like we are finally full, question mark? Yeah, we're finally full. So what I'm gonna do, switch this out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to make another one of these just so I can get production going again. Yeah, I'll do Mark 5 belts. There we go. Beautiful stuff. 250 minute. Mark 5 lift. So this will give us a good head start. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our walls. 4-meter walls. Actually, I'm going to make a door there, really. Door. That we can still get in and out. Wall. I'm gonna make a wall about that high. That way we're taller than our mining machine. Just gonna complete this wall. Go all the way up here with it. Alright, we're gonna do 2 meter thick floors. If I remember correctly, these particle accelerators are massive. So we'll make this floor, 10 long. Oh. Alright, right about there looks like. Beautiful. Then I have to run power underneath here so I can hover as well as power the particle accelerator because it's going to need power. And the particle accelerator isn't going to use a set amount of power. The power required varies depending on what you're building or what you're making. So we're going to go down to production. There it is, particle accelerator. I need 25. See, this is why I left those fused modular frames where they were. So first of all, we're going to do a little bit of power routing. We're going to do a Mark III wall outlet. We're going to do a double Mark III wall outlet, actually. Boom. Does that... Okay. Just so it doesn't look weird going through the wall. There we go. So now we're gonna go up, use this to go up here. To the upper floor. Put another door up here. Put the same flooring on the outside. And ladder. We're gonna have to put some walls down first. Where am I? I could just build a ramp or stairs. I've got stairs. Vertical nudge, make that level. Yeah, now we just got a smooth staircase going up. Sweet. So now we'll do a wall for utility's sake. Not really going to enclose this whole thing in, but I will do is I will delete that, copy that, put that right there to feed power to this floor. Go book all the way down to the bottom. Then we're have to go grab some fused. Gotta grab some fused modular frames from our storage that I left down there. And what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to make 2 particle accelerators to double the output of our nuclear pasta. Grab a stack of 50. That way I can double the output without having to like ridiculously increase the power consumption. That way I can have 2 going full tilt and make 1 per minute instead of half of 1 per minute. Alright, so production, particle accelerator, inputs, gonna be this side. So I'll have them over here somewhere. Gonna want 2 or 3 tiles free. And we'll have 2 tiles free on this side. Yep, that looks good. Do this. Alright, they're nice and even. Conveyor pole. Not conveyor pole, but we're gonna do this right here for inputs. We're gonna do these ones for our copper powder inputs. We're gonna need, let's go Mark IV. We'll just go Mark IV for the copper powder input. Drop down. Mark IV. Defaults. There we go. Perfect. So now we're going to need a splitter. Turn on our snap. There we go. Mark V belts. Going straight in there. I'm going to do Mark V coming up here. Boom. Mark V that way. And there's our copper powder inputs. So now we got to do nuclear pasta. And nuclear pasta. Alright, can we daisy chain these? No. I thought that was supposed to be a feature in this update. I don't know. Alright, we'll do Mark II power poles, because why not? There we go. Hook that up there. There we go. Okay, so now then, 100 per minute per. For some reason, I thought it was 200 per minute. Oh well. And from 500 to 1500 megawatts is the power range that each one's going to use. So it's going to be insane power draw. Then we'll do another splitter. In fact, probably what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to have one of these all the way back here. Have a lift. Face it that way. Have another lift. Face Slice it that way. Have a splitter right there. There we go. 2 and 3. There we go. Have Mark IIs. That way you got our stuff getting there faster. And there we go. So as soon as those are done, we can have those go over there, and then we can have both of those feed into a merger there. We'll put a merger 1, 2, 3 right about there. And right there. That's not gonna need fast belts, so we're gonna do that there. Then we're gonna do organization, dimensional depot. Can I make one? Yes, I can. Excellent. So now, going to put that on the edge. Yeah, I'll put it right there. Put that right there. Actually, we're gonna bump that to Mark II just for giggles and grins. There we go. Okay. So that is going to store our nuclear pasta. Whenever it gets making. So let's go back and check on our production of our pressure conversion cubes. See how we're doing, see how we're cooking. Take the old Explorer. And we're just gonna book it on over. And if we have a handful, then excellent. And we probably could build another drone port. And have it be a dedicated drone port. And it's going to be using drone ports everywhere. Alright, we're finally here. gonna turn this bad boy around. There we go. I'm gonna need a sip in real life here in just a second. Get a nice free zap. Okay, you're landing, you're dropping more of these off. Yep. Does say transfer rate 60 per minute, so it's not fantastic, but some is better than none. Alright, how are we looking? How are we looking? Hey, we got 50 already. Fantastic. Well, IRL water break. Alright, what do we got? Every minute it's producing 2. Could we speed that up? We could. And we just upload the rest. Alright, 4 per minute. That means every 30 seconds we're going to be spitting out 2, which is way better than the speed we got going on right now. I'm going to wait for these 2 to be produced. Alright, we're going to take those, now that we have some. Remember to stay hydrated. Talking to you guys as much as I am talking to myself there. All right. Gonna zip on back. And we will get those particle accelerators going. That way we can get our first almost 60 nuclear pasta. But at half a minute, it's going to take, or half per minute, it's going to take, well, that means it's going to take 2 minutes to produce one, which is 120 seconds. I've got the power overhead to overclock those. But if I'm going to overclock those, I'm going to boost them to 150, maybe 200%. Just so I can get the production time down, so I can be producing one per minute rather than, half of one per minute. So this time we're going to take the old zip line. We're just going to zip line over. Then we're going to take power shards, pump those up to 1 per minute. So that's going to double our power consumption. Those sound so cool when they run. Beautiful. Okay. First time seeing one run completely. It's pretty neat. Alright, as those get finished, they're going to get dropped into this dimensional depot and they're going to get uploaded, so whenever we have enough, I'll know right off the bat. Put those in there, get those uploaded. And here in just a few seconds, we're going to have our first nuclear pasta. There we go, folks. Our very first 2 nuclear pasta. Didn't think I'd be getting this far, but it is all thanks to this series pushing me to complete this game. It may sound silly to some of you, but that is exactly how it is for me in my experience in this game. So if we check our power consumption, we are still not using anywhere near our maximum power consumption, or maximum capacity. So now our power consumption each at the start and at the end of each cycle is 1250 to 3750 megawatts. So the faster these spin, the more power they consume, which makes sense. Because you're trying to accelerate something at a really, really high speed in order to do stuff. So now I'm producing 2 nuclear pasta per minute, which means in about an hour, we'll have all the nuclear pasta, and then we can spit out, well, we can go to the next phase, really. Might go 250? Yeah, why not? We have the power. We have the power, ladies and gentlemen. We have a ridiculous amount of power. So why the heck not? Let's just cap it out. 1 1/4 per minute, which means we're going to be spitting out a solid 2.5 per minute. This is going to shorten our cycle time from 60 seconds down to 30 seconds? We'll have a look here in a second. "48 seconds, not quite. It's going to be 48 seconds cycle time, ridiculous amount of power, and a ridiculous amount of this copper powder stuff. But that is the reason why I had this going in advance. So in order to make this much, we've got Mark III miner on is it a normal node? I think it's a normal node, or is this a pure node? It's a normal node. Not even a pure node. So we got a fully maxed out Mark III miner on a normal node of copper, feeding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 smelters maxed out. All of them maxed out on shards, so they got three shards each. And 2 of them are sharded, or 2 of them are slooped, and this is slooped. So we're spitting out 250 per minute and requiring 750 copper ingots per minute. So if we look at our logistics here, our maximum built is 780 resources per minute. So at this rate, we are barely, and I mean barely, keeping up with the demand with our current belt speeds, which is precisely the reason why I got this going and cooking as much of this copper powder as we can get our hands on early on. So now we go all the way down to the bottom of our list over here. We already have 12 nuclear pasta with a stack maximum of 250. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to our power plant, see how many more pressure conversion cubes we've got, grab them, bring them back, all that kind of fun stuff until we have enough. So until then, until we have enough pressure conversion cubes and nuclear pasta, I will be right back because I want to finish this phase this episode. So I will be right back. Alright, we are back, guys, and we have just pushed 100 nuclear pasta. So let me grab second stack. So now we have all 100 nuclear pasta in our inventory. So we're going to put this in here. And drop both of those. And that is phase 4 completed. We'll see what Ada has to say.
Welcome to the Pioneers Got Power Problems presentation. That was a joke. Anyway, you're familiar with the process. Just throw the lever and the automated systems will take over. Imagine all the time and effort that would be wasted if you had to do all that work as well. Some work is just better suited for machines. Phase 5 contains technology the human brain cannot comprehend, so just trust in me and fix-it policy and everything will go as planned. Answering all your questions will take time we simply do not have. Everything is going to be just fine, so long as you do your job. We've come this far together after all, haven't we? Anyway, you know what to do. Just don't forget to keep producing previous project parts, and plan ahead when setting up new production lines, and make sure not to leave it all until the last moment.
And launch. And that is a phase 4 complete. Trophy get. Efficient pioneering. And we'll see what changes look like. Clouds clear a little bit.
Phase 4 of project assembly completed. If style was measured in my performance reports, yours would be something special. Regardless, saving the day is within our grasp. Do not lose focus now. You must understand the weight on your shoulders, but you are not alone. I am here, and I know exactly what's at stake. This goes beyond Earth. Your actions will affect the universe at large. You might think I am exaggerating. Perhaps you will understand once you finish project assembly. Phase 5 awaits. I expect your best work.
Alright, sweet. Looks like we got some spaceports and it looks like a giant cargo ship, maybe? Alright, let's see. What do we need? 1,000 nuclear pasta. 1,000 biochemical sculptors. 256, nice, AI expansion servers. And 200 ballistic warp drives. Well, this is gonna get extremely complicated extremely fast. We will hop on over to our hub and see what we need to unlock tier 9. Alright, what do we got? So matter conversion. So that unlocks the converter and the biochemical sculptor. Time crystals, diamonds, fixite trigons, fixite ingots. SAM is now a scannable resource. Okay, so we can convert reanimated SAM and SAM fluctuators into other stuff. Quantum encoding. So that unlocks the quantum encoder, excited photonic matter, dark matter residue, dark matter crystals, superposition oscillators, neural quantum processors, and AI expansion servers. The Designer Mark III, which is going to come in handy. Spatial energy regulation, so that's the ballistic warp drive, singularity cell, and portals. So that's going to be getting around nice and easy. And the peak efficiency. So that is the Mark VI conveyor belts, Fixonium, and Fixonium fuel rods. So maxing this tier out is going to be extremely expensive. So let's see what we have up top up here. We're going to need 250 of these, which we have enough of. 100, 250. It's 250 of those. We're going to drop those in there and activate that. Yeah, this is, don't know why, but it's like, oh yeah, we're going to put duplicate body. That's you right there. Don't know why, but sure. So we will select this milestone, dump all 250 in there. 500 cooling dutes. See if I have any. I have 390. Sure. Drop all those in there. And 100 of those fused modular frames. So before I get going too far away from here, that is, gonna grab a couple more stacks of these heavy modular frames. We're gonna need a bunch more of those. I do mean a bunch more. Grab some of that. A couple stacks of this. Ah, beautiful. Well, I've got some spares. So grab 200 of these and 100 of those. See, I knew I'd save those for a reason. And that's this tier unlocked.
Milestone reached. The converter uses strange alien matter, abbreviated to SAM, to break down and transform materials at their most fundamental levels. I am sure even you can appreciate the power to manipulate atomic bonds. Most importantly, you are now able to locally create fixite, a highly adaptable synthetic metal, ideal for any kind of construction. It is everything we need to save the day, and perhaps its admirable qualities can inspire you.
All right, 200 turbo motors, 400 supercomputers. Don't know why I'm keeping that. I can trash that. Probably get rid of those as well. Get rid of those. Free up a smidge of space in here. So we gotta dump those. Dump that stack. Dump that. Dump and dump all those. All right, beautiful. So let me grab the 200 turbo motors, put them in the box down there. Been making these for a little while, so I got plenty. So it's 100, 200, even. Then we gotta go grab our supercomputers. Which are just over there. Yeah, they upped the draw distance big time. Just to not be able to see that. Thanks to a little bit of optimization for the PS5. We'll drop some plastic because it looks like we are out of plastic. So we'll grab some from storage here. Drop that in there. And we need 400 supercomputers. 100, 200, 300, 400. We'll grab one extra stack just in case. And that's everything but the 2 new materials we can make. So the time crystals and the fixite. So we're gonna put this stuff. Also, I don't know why my train's highlighted. It is, and I don't know why. It's just highlighted red for no reason. Don't know how I did it either. Your guess is as good as mine, my friends. Right, so we're going to drop the turbo motors and the supercomputers. Just gonna ditch all those. Come on. We got those coming out of our ears at the minute. Yeah, got rubber. Gotta drop some of that rubber off. Drop 3 stacks in there. And the rest in here. Also, why am I stopped? Is the container full? Definitely not. What am I missing? Smart plating. What happened to my smart plating being made down here? Did I turn it off? Production paused. Guess I ran out of. Yeah, I paused that because this was full up. You know, I was just dumping a lot of excess that I really didn't want to dump. Plus, I think I was saving up rotors as well for other stuff. So, get that going again, then I'll be making those again. So, all those are full. Right, let's have a little peek. I'm going to get rid of that. Parts. Time crystals. We need diamonds, which I think we need the big loops for. AKA the particle accelerators. I think we need coal for that as well. Particle accelerator, coal, and something else, I think. Sand, maybe? I don't know. Let's have a little scroll. Fixite Trigon. It's fixite. Fixite. Okay. So we need some reanimated SAM and Caterium, reanimated SAM and aluminum, or reanimated SAM and iron. We're probably going to go the iron route, simply because I've got a metric crap ton of iron laying around, and I'd rather use the aluminum and other stuff for other things. So we're going to need a converter, buildings, blender. I just unlocked the converter, so oh, there it is. Okay, 10 fuse modular frames, 25 cooling systems, 50 radio control units, and 100 SAM fluctuators. Okay, so I can go ahead and make one now, actually. Because I'm making SAM fluctuators automatically as is, so I can just grab a couple stacks. Grab 2 stacks of that. I didn't mean take all. Whoops. Oh well. So build menu, production, converter. Sweet. So we have everything else wirelessly. Beautiful. So since we have so many empty nodes over here, what I'm probably gonna do is, I think it's just beyond our little power storage facility. Yeah, down here. Got a bunch of impure nodes I'm not utilizing yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a little facility. Foundations, 4 meters. R1 for, that's L1, you dingus. R1 for snapping. It's gonna make this whole lower area mining iron for our fixite. Go ahead and take that. There we go. Okay, sweet. So now we've got production. Miner Mark III. All right. So first of all, we're going to finish building this out. Gonna need to drag power down as well. We'll just hook up here. Hook that up right there, drag that down here. Right there. Put that right there. Alright, it's been 120 minutes. with a Mark III miner. So it's 240 combined. Let me throw down a converter. We'll put it more centralized. We'll put it like right over here. No reason, just because. Give us plenty of space to work with over this way and this way for smelters if I need them. Alright, recipe. Time crystals. Nope. We're gonna need these. 240. Okay, so that means we're gonna need a total of 4 of these unoverclocked. Okay, so these are the other 2 that I'm going to use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab our power. Put our power right here, hook that up to there. Alright, so for 120 a minute, we're going to need smelters. Where are we? Smelter. We're not going to use an alt recipe for the smelters. They're for the iron. 1, 2, 3, 4. Probably gonna overclock these. Okay, gonna need to grab power shards. Grab a stack of those. We're not gonna go 75 a minute, we're gonna double each one. That way, 4 of these will be able to handle half of the load each. So put a splitter down. Two, 3, 4. Alright, and what we're gonna do is we're going to put a merger down. Put on snap mode. If it'll let us snap in place here. We will press down and half nudge. Two, 3. Yeah, we'll do Mark III. Mark III, straight belt. Directly into there. I'll actually go Mark V on this. Just complete overkill. But I have the materials, so why not? Alright, we're gonna throw another merger down. Snap mode on. Here we go. Throw another couple mergers out. Just gonna make these Mark II belts. Can upgrade those later if I need to. I'm gonna do Mark IV again. for no reason other than I want to. I'll do Mark 5 straight in. Alright, we'll go one more out. There we go. Now we set all that to iron. We're going to copy that. Leave a tinge of space. Oh, I saw you move. Okay, another 4 doing the exact same thing at the exact same pace. Now we're just gonna put one of these down, do a Mark II, another Mark II. Go. Now we do a we're going to do a regular conveyor merger. We're going to Mark II here. Then simply because it's going so far away, gonna do this right here. Get that up off the ground some. Can we make it? Yes. Okay. So now we're gonna semi-automate this, just like we have with everything else. Only this time we're going to put down several of these storage devices. Start the first one. There, one. Snapping mode on, 2, 3. Maybe do 4 of these. Mark 4 belts all the way through. Okay, Mark 4 one of these. Okay, so now we need SAM fluctuators, correct? No, we need reanimated SAM, actually. Interesting. Okay. So we don't need SAM fluctuators, the final product. We need the reanimated SAM, which we're making at a much higher rate. Alright, we're gonna skip on over here to our sand fluctuator factory. Zip on over here. Okay, see, those are full. It's at 240 per minute. Mark IV belts. I'm just gonna do that 300 per minute. Do industrial storage container. A conveyor splitter. Realistically, I could have just done it over here. Yeah, well. Right, so we have a Mark IV conveyor belt. Put our jetpack on. Hang on a second. Mark IV, Mark IV, Mark IV. It's daggum poison plants. It's a Mark II, it's Mark IV. Let's upgrade this to Mark III if we can. Mark III. Upgrade all this stuff to Mark V. Mark V. Hang on, hang on. $240 a minute. These are rookie numbers. Let's max this thing out. 600 a minute, let's go. Yeah, there's Mark V as well. Want everything to be a Mark V. Now that I have the aluminum to do so. You're gonna be a Mark V. You're gonna be a Mark V. Everybody's getting a Mark V. Alright, what are you? Reanimated Sam. 75 a minute. 300. Yeah, I can do one more. Do another one doing the exact same thing. Do another Mark 4. Do a 3 tall. Do a splitter. Put splitter right there. Get that thing pointed that way. It goes straight this way. There we go. Okay, so that and that is there. So now you're going to go into another industrial storage container. Gonna go Mark 3, right there. Let's see, 75 per minute. Very nice. In fact, I have enough stuff to build a second one. Hang on now. Alright, now I got a bunch of reanimated Sam going. And I do mean a bunch. Don't need all that. We'll go ahead and take all of that though. And now that I have all of that, hang on a second, can I? Nah, there's no way, yeah? Yeah, I didn't think so. That would have been crazy, though. Alright. So now we're just gonna dump all that in there. And now, grab one of these. That right there. That up there. Default, because why not? so it takes 40 per minute. Oh yeah, the quantum encoding thing. So now that I have my shuttle back, my freighter, I can go ahead and dump all of this stuff. Didn't grab the... well, I did grab the 400 supercomputers. They're in there. Let's see. Just gonna put all that stuff in there. Did take that out, but supercomputers. Pretty sure I put a bunch of them in here. Take those, so I can put those in there. It's 300, so I need another 100. Bada bing, bada boom. There's the supercomputer, so now we need the time crystals and the fixite, which we are working on the fixite. Then the time crystals. Time crystals, so we need diamonds. Which I think diamonds is what requires the fixite. Fixite trigons. Okay, so we need assembly director systems, fixite trigons, and water to make the biochemical sculptors. Okay. Good to know, good to know. Where's the diamonds? Where are they at? It's non-fissile uranium. Plutonium. I still haven't made a single smokeless powder. Swear to God, I've missed the diamonds somewhere. Search for it. Diamonds. Particle accelerator. Coal. A metric crap ton of coal. So I'm gonna need a place with access to coal and power. Which one? Which one? Which one? Up. Hold up. Coal. Open up the map. Let's see, which ones have I not taken yet? It's claimed. It's impure. It's normal, okay. Normal. Pretty sure I can get by on normal node, so that's right next to power and bauxite as well. Yeah, I've tapped all of those and put those on the power grid. Okay. So I just go out there. This is going to be an extra long one because I've been gone for so long. and the stream I tried to do didn't end so well, so this is kind of an apology for that. And drop. Nope, hang on, before we go too far. I needed some of those building materials. Forgot I needed the fused modular frames to make the stuff. Production, Mark III, yes, okay, sweet. Alright, now I'm good to go. Alley-oop. And back down. Oh. There we go. Now we're just going to zip line out there. Pretty sure I got to go off to the right. No, that thing's back. And boop. Boop. Yeah, zip line on over here. Way faster than walking. Alright, so there's our power source. Press up on the D-pad. Is this the coal in question? Yes. Coal normal. Hello, dude. You can do whatever you want to do. I'm gonna be over here doing my own thing. Right, 240. We're gonna cap that out at 600. I think I'm gonna build platform for the particle accelerator on this rock. 4 meters, R1 to do this. Gotta build the giant loops. Build the giant loops and get the output of the loops going into a uploader so I can upload all the stuff I'm making. There we go. I'm gonna do one wider. All right, production, particle accelerator. What do you mean the surface is too uneven? Okay, there we go. Yeah, that'll do. have you make diamonds. Have you maxed out, so you're doing 60 per minute. Gonna do big storage containers. One, two, and got 3. Gonna do Mark 3 for each one of these. Mark 3 coming out. Got you spun that way. Straight. Beautiful. And last but definitely not least, organization, depot. And why I'm doing Mark 3s is because Mark 3s is as fast as those will upload. So now then, we just gotta get some power out here. It's gonna look like crap, but it doesn't matter to me because it's all out of sight, out of mind. Doesn't have to look pretty as long as it's functional. Doing 600s, I gotta do Mark 5. Alright, it's 1200 coal, so oops, not gonna be able to do that. 5 over and over. Now we're all hooked up, so now we gotta get power. Hook you up to here, hook you up to here, hook you up to somewhere. There we go. Wire's too long. Okay. Boost. Okay, we're doing 600 flat out on our normal node. Which means we're gonna get 30 diamonds per minute. Then those diamonds are going to get uploaded. Stacks of 200, so lovely. So now I got some diamonds going. And then we're going to use the diamonds to make time crystals. Which for time crystals, it's just diamonds, isn't it? Time crystals. What am I doing? I can just search for it. Time. Yep, it is. Okay, so it's 12 with a conversion rate of 2 to 1. And is a converter for that. That's fine. So now we can just wait a little bit. In fact, In fact, hang on a freaking minute here. Oh, I don't have a dynamite with me. Or do I? No, I don't. A Noblest too. Well, snap. Well, that's alright. Was gonna say I could build a, well, I could still build a converter out here. Hang on, what am I doing per minute? For the time crystals, they're in here somewhere. Diamonds, used for a lot actually. And loads of alternate ones as well. 30 per minute. That's 12 per minute. Okay, so that would still be valid. Okay, we got 87, 88. Okay. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is, since I need this stuff for diamonds, is what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna delete the uploader. We're gonna build a small area with for a converter, yeah? Just a small little area. Let's see, can we build a converter? Doggone it. Alright, well, my plan is to build a converter right here. Run power from that power pole to over here. Have the diamonds being created from here. Run directly into the converter. Convert those diamonds into time crystals. Then have the time crystals be spat out into a uploader. And I will have a conveyor splitter going off from a overflow from here directly into an uploader, so I can have diamonds uploading as well. Okay, so I'm going to take a stack of that out, upload that. Yeah. But I think that is a good amount of progress for this episode. I think that's like going on, just about going on 3 hours from the looks of it. So what I'm gonna do exactly what I planned here. Put a converter down, get that converter going, transfer some reanimated SAM over to the other converter so I can get some fixite going, so we can start getting some of the other stuff going. So I can get all 100 fixite triangles and 50 time crystals. So next time we can unlock the quantum encoding milestone. So that is the plan. Thank you everybody for watching. Sorry again for the long delay in between videos, but hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll catch you guys next time.